Okay. Today's a day, one of those days where I should place the cards. Okay. Hey, El Ray. Asteroid Shaman is not living it up in standard, is it? Augmented Alec? I mean, I guess. Could do that. Should it corrupt the waters? Is that enough? That's the real question. I think I want Frosty Frosterson, right? What are the annoying board clears these days? I feel like we mostly have them so far. Put in stupid dirty rats. I don't really feel like it. We could put in the Murlocs. What are the good Murlocs for Shutter Shaman lately? So it's like Finley and Mutanus. Finley sucks in an Asteroid deck, right? Hey, Nubbly. Good to see you. So I was going to put in Murlocs to be Mutanus. I probably just put in Mutanus, right? Mutanus Bolner? Is this a brand deck? We have a lot of things that want to be brand. So it's a brand deck, right? Probably. Then Goose. Oh, Murmur. Agatha? Shame I went to nights at work. I'll miss more streams that way. Prime subs still reserved for Martians only though. Hey, Osgood Chatter, thank you so much for the 14 months, my friend. I'm sorry you have to miss streams, but I really appreciate you stopping by for to drop a prime. I really do. What up, Toon Kai? Galactic Lobster, we're getting out of the Kuiper Belt with this one. Yeah, we sure are. Hey, thank you so much for the 9 months, my friend. I really appreciate it. What do people play on one? Just like that silly Murloc that makes stats, right? Building this deck is really hard for me right now. Let me see. Get ideas from the old Asteroid Shaman. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. We had it in tier 3 this time. So yeah, they're only running Murloc Gropin, which is the only thing I could think of. Oh, the tourist. Could put in tourist stuff. Could put in Pebbly Page. Or PP for short. Skulking Geist. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I could put in Grumble. Huh. Do I want to put in the tourist? That's a question. Hey, MD. Thrall's Gift is okay. Should probably just cut the decors, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Any twist today? I am going to play a little twist today. Okay, so Turb. That's it. Okay. All right, let's cut one card. Man, that was easy. All right. Here we go. Is that? Did we get a space thing for our Asteroid Shaman?
It is best that they continue to think that.
Any space portraits? Nope. I'll be honest, you've kind of warped my mindset. I've seen the light on interesting board-based gameplay when I started playing the new Twist season. Oh, that's what's up. Makes me more sad that Blizzard hates the mode. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I have those two. I need a couple more. You know what? Let's just play. Let's just play. You guys want to twist first? I ideally would have 2 more decks to play this stream, so I'm all ears. We need a Weasel Priest deck? I mean, I could do that. The person stopped asking for it. Okay, it's a Warlock mirror. I'm not sad that Twist in particular is mostly abandoned, but I am upset that 10 years in Blizzard still only pays attention to Standard. Feels really weird. Most CCGs of this age have multiple curated formats. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Has the one format. Magic has some other stuff that it tried to do, and then its older formats became too expensive, so only the casual older format is popular. But it does have multiple. Pokemon, kind of similar to Magic, tried to have a curated older format, and then whether it was just COVID or not, after COVID they stopped trying to make it work. And what are the other old ones that have survived? I don't know. I feel like I don't know that Blizzard put their best effort into any of the older formats. I really don't. But I also feel like looking at other TCGs as an example, I don't think you can really fault them. I'm surprised. I queued right into a Reno Warlock mirror. That's so funny. Edison counts. I don't know what the Edison format is. As Yu-Gi-Oh! Put more effort into that than Twist or Hearthstone is put into Twist and Wild. Slash, is it more popular among players than Twist and Wild are? I wouldn't know. Anything you say, I'm just gonna have to take your word on it. Generally, from what I've seen, older formats like only work as well as they do. How's that for some words? Am I gonna have to like shadow flame my own mountain giant just to avoid this doomsayer? I could swing. No, that doesn't work either. It's literally shadow. Like, I risk it for the biscuit, right? And then take away my only out that I know I have. Or just do it, right? I think I just do it. Edison in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is basically what the season of Twist is, but never changing. Oh, it's just like really old Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's popular? You attack the Rat with Giant, and then attack the Demon, and then Shadow Flame. The idea being I could have an 8/6 Giant instead of my 4/10 Taunt. I don't love that trade. Don't love it. Cruel, haven't seen that card played? Well, you're about to. Unless you don't. Titans and choose one card sometimes make the client unresponsive. I had that bug a few days ago. I haven't paid enough attention, but okay, fine. I haven't paid enough attention, but I think maybe I heard that they resolved that. So I could trade here with this. It would deal 4 damage to both of these. Then I play this. This survives to go face. Alternatively, I could play this. Swing here, leave that up. It's been fixed apparently. Cool. Yeah, I thought I'd heard that it got fixed. Edison is a popular format of permanent older Yu-Gi-Oh. That's cool. I don't know what they would have had to do to Classic to make that stick. I think leaving it on Classic was a mistake, right? Like, it needed to be more than just Classic. But I don't know how much more. Mind Blast seems good. Shame I have to sink 6 damage into that 1/3. Edison is more like Witchwood in Hearthstone though, time-wise. Cool. Is Robert the Barkeeper in either deck? Well, here's the thing about Robert the Barkeeper. It requires me to pay 30 standard games or Battlegrounds games in order to advance the thing. I have not made the time to do that yet, so I do not have Bob. Note the distinction between is very popular and is actively curated / balanced. Several MTG formats aren't very popular but do get curation. But that's my point, is like, if older formats, like, why am I judging Blizzard for not investing more in older formats when we look at other TCGs and they have older formats that aren't popular, right? The point was to dispute the judgment of Blizzard for not doing that based off of what other TCGs do. When we can look at other TCGs and see what happens when they spend resources on older formats. Generally, they aren't popular, is what I think. And this is from someone who prefers older formats, right? Like, I'm not saying that like it couldn't be done better, and like there are examples, especially like Commander, of older formats that do very well. I'm just saying that like, is Blizzard really at fault when they the track record of older formats isn't good? See your point, but would argue that those other formats are important for the health of the game. And like, this game has older formats. They exist. And like, you know, Wild gets balance patches. Was it lethal? I forgot about this. Yeah, this and this. Unlucky. This one's not going in the video. Oh no. Boop. Commander is a weird example because its appeal is carried by the rule 0, mitigating the fact that it's not curated at all, basically. That's what, like, I'm not gonna, like, speculate too much on the point you just made, other than I agree that the popularity of Commander is an outlier, and that the casual element of the format is a big reason why it's popular. Is it that bad to have a misplay in the video? Yeah, a little bit, yeah. If I make like really obvious misplays like that one, people will tap out. Yeah. People will stop, like, if I don't really pay attention to my active viewer count that much these days, but like I'll see people, like, I'll drop like 15 views after making a misplay like that sometimes. Comments would talk about it a lot. I don't mind the comments talking about it. I mind like looking at the video analytics and seeing views drop, right? Just edit the misplay out, yeah. If Hearthstone just did Commander, I'm sure it would be very popular. I do think that there are definitely ways that they could make their like older formats more appealing and increase their popularity. I don't know that I don't know. I do think that like a 40 card Highlander mode with the Highlander cards banned would be appealing to a lot of people. I don't know. It's really hard. It's really hard to say. I don't know how I would do it, frankly. Gray Hamster. Thank you so much for the Prime, my friend. How are you? Older formats are for older players. New players don't have the old other cards and likely won't go out of their way to get those cards. Yeah, if I was gonna make a card game, like a digital client, I would release it in such a way, like I would monetize it in such a way that the older cards could be sold as a bundle. And I don't think that Hearthstone is necessarily monetized in a way that they can do that easily. They'd kind of have to do some hoops to make that work. But like me, in a hypothetical situation where I'm setting up a card game from scratch, I would do it with an intention that, like, when I have old cards, they could be bought in the same way that you buy old World of Warcraft expansions, right? When you buy the new World of Warcraft expansion, it costs $80, but the older stuff is discounted or free when you get that. You know what I mean? So, like, depending on how you monetize your game, you can set it up so that you can do that. And so if it's like not having to pay years worth of new expansions of money at once in order to play the older format, new players would find the game more palatable. Doing good. Always loved the YouTube videos and saw you were live, so figured I'd drop my Prime sub. Well, thank you so much for that, Gray Hamster. I appreciate that. I really do. CCGs should be sold as box sets instead of blind boxes way more often. I don't agree. I think the living card game model does not work for constructed card games. So it works for something like a deck building game or whatever, where the expansion is just you play them in their holes, right? So the whole of an expansion is what you're playing with in... I'm going to use DC deck building game as an example. So, like, if you have a whole expansion of DC deck building game, you're going to play with all of those cards at once, right? You can, if you want to, like, build your own custom thing, but it's not mandatory to do that. You're usually just going to play with the box, and then they'll have tiny little expansions that are meant to go with the box, and you can just add those onto the pile. But, you know, they come as a complete set. They're meant to be played as a complete set. Whereas a constructed card game is meant to be played with little bits scattered throughout the expansions. Put together and customizable. So, like, when you build a deck in Hearthstone, in Standard, you know, you often have 7 sets or whatever to choose from, right? And so if you're gonna in a game like this with Dust, or in a paper card game where you have the secondary market and you can just buy, you know, the bits that you need specifically, that works out just fine because you don't need to buy every single card in every single set forever in order to put your deck together. But if, like, when you have to actually buy the whole set in order to have any one card, that means that if you're new to a game, you have to buy every single set that's ever existed in order to put a functional deck together. And if you want to have more than one deck built at the same time that has poop, I guess I'll do that. That has the same cards in it, so if you want to build more than one deck at the same time that has like some staple crossover, you have to buy the expansion again because they only come as whole sets. So like for a constructed card game, the buy the expansion, buy the box, or buy the complete expansion with you know, a play set of every card model doesn't work. It could work in digital. Like if a digital card game did that, we were really hoping for something. You know, like Shadow Flame would have been nice. Neat. Okay. It could work in digital because of what I was saying before about, like, you know, you could sell older stuff as a bundle once it's outdated enough, right? So like if you sell digital constructed card games by the expansion, you can, you know, once a couple years has passed, everything that's more than 2 years older, you can drop the price from $50 to $5 or something like that. And then, or just like, you know, cards that are old enough for free. I don't know. However you want to do it. But it just doesn't work with like actual paper card games. Should I dig for healing or should I just make a tempo? I think I dig for healing or something. Shadow Order Horror is pretty good here, isn't it? Doesn't kill anything of mine. Other than the thing I just played, I guess. But yeah, then I can go...
Serve or die.
Ugh. Well, I don't want to sink 8 into this. Yeah, I don't know. That might not have been a great play. Just doing my best. Are we discussing access to twists? That is what led us on. That's what led us down here, yeah. Weren't we talking about digital the whole time? Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, if we're talking about digital, then yes, I agree. I do think that I think that would be a good model, but like a new successful card game would have to adopt it, right? Like Hearthstone, it doesn't make sense for them to change to it, and MTG, like, they have the precedent of, like, who's gonna buy packs IRL when they can have, you know, everything cheaply online? You know, it doesn't quite make the same sense for MTG either. So like, but then what else is there digitally that people would actually play? You know, what's come out? So there's Snap. Wait, like Snap and similarly Pocket. You know, they're Okay, so Pocket is its own thing. So Pocket is trying to be a pack. You know, Pocket is trying to get you guys to enjoy opening packs, right? That's their primary motivating factor. And then Snap is trying to get people to do the gotcha model, whatever, under the guise of this is a card game. So like their goal was never about the gameplay in the first place. Death scares me. What else has come out? And like, I do think something I've spoken about a lot. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it. Is I wish a card game would come out that would try a truly different model, but the popular games, their goal hasn't been to make like a really nice card game that's like accessible and to corner the market of people that get priced out of, you know, the freemium games, right? So they're, yeah, I like I would, I don't know, I'm just not being very articulate. I would do it more like that for digital, for sure. I would. But I have different goals than I think the card games that have come out have. So, there's that. Like, have a clear. So it would be like these two, right? Membro is about gameplay. Snap is gotcha now. Okay. I don't know. Like if you look at Snap and think that the people who are making Snap are prioritizing gameplay, just I don't know what to tell you. That I don't know. I feel like I say this too often these days. I'm just not in a good mood. I hate being like, I don't know. I needed more sleep today, I think. I forget what's in here. I have Death Lord. Is Death Lord enough? They have 11, so if I get rid of 2, they'll have 9, which is not enough to kill me. So, there's that. Is this the Keck format? It is. Wow, everything seems so weak. It feels good to not fear that the opponent randomly kills you with 2 mana. Yeah, I think we're dead. feel like we might be underrating how much more money gacha makes compared to having accessible card games. I'm not underrating it. That's like the point I'm making. It's like they have different goals than I would if I was making a card game. Being in a good mood is overrated. Not trading the 4-2 was a bit greedy. If I traded the 4-2, they drew a card. The more cards they draw, the more likely they are to find the burst they need to kill me. How does the standard requirement of the event make you feel? Terrible. Sleep is so important. I was prescribed sleeping pills recently, and it's crazy how fast the improvement is just from getting normal amounts of sleep. Oh, nice. How are you playing standard or battlegrounds for it? Today, I'm not that thinking that far ahead today. Today, I'm trying to like get to a point where I can like win some funny games where I'm not like so focused on a conversation that annoys me that I have terrible content and miss lethals. So I'm up against Paladin. I'm gonna keep these two. Maybe that too. What deck building games have you played? DC deck building game is the one I've played the most. One of my friends was really into Resident Evil. We played a little bit of that. I forget what else. One of my other friends, his wife. It feels weird to make that distinction, right? Because like I've known them so long, she's my friend now too, right? So can I just say, you know, another one of my friends in this situation? Probably, right? Probably should. Anyways, another friend of mine, she really likes board games of all kinds. She has like a giant collection of it. So among them are a ton of deck building games that I have tried once and are so numerous that, you know, it's hard for me to hold on to them. So I've tried a lot that like I've played like a single time. And don't really remember the gameplay or the names very well. I wish there were some real stats for twists so I knew what deck to climb with. I think hand buff Paladin, what my opponent's playing, is like, at least after the rotation of this format, ended up being a really, really, really strong deck. Because they nerfed all the strong decks from the first month last time and buffed hand buff Paladin. So I think, like, they have this card. So I think this deck should be the strongest, but yes, to your point, there's not going to be the same stats for this that there would be in a different mode. So am I... If I get this one, I'm so toast, though. We really want to hit specifically Cruel. Let's get Cruel. That's pretty good. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain about that. That's fine. I'll take it. How about some more coffee? I should get some more coffee, shouldn't I? You play enough games of Hearthstone that you don't ever need to worry about the event quest, probably. The last one, I know I completed without doing some important big thing. My opponent has 13 damage, which I think is probably enough to kill me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. My opponent's going to draw 2 cards, and it's going to make me feel bad. But then next turn, I'll go tap coin Reno, and hopefully I'll be in a better spot. You can tell me Patron Warrior isn't it? Word. You're not sure if Paladin or Rogue is the best deck? I'm sure Paladin is better than Rogue. Because I think it was in the extra large thing. And extra large helped Jade Rogue more than it helped Handbuff Paladin. I think Jade Rogue is more fun and still good though. Like, I would just play that if you're interested in it. Do you know a board game that's named Scythe? I do not. I do not. Is it? It's cool. More coffee is not the answer.
None may steal us.
I look so much happier when I play Pokemon. Well. So I could siphon this, trade here, gets rid of 2 of them. And then I could use this for... Should I get a 10 cost potion? This next turn gets me 2 taunts. So I'll get a 10 cost potion. Kazakis, please. Why do I feel like this is Twist? It's not Twist. I've never played Twist, and I never will. I never will. It sickens me. Everyone who plays Twist sickens me. So, you know. There you are. It's a good random charger. It's a really good random charger. It's annoying. Did you try Ursula PvE style product for Lorcana? I got it from my wife and hope she will be interested in trying the game. Yeah, one of my buddies is he got it and we played it a few times. Let's top deck Mal'Ganis. That would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. So good. All right. Well, I have decent hopes of surviving this turn now. Decent hopes. Does this deck run like clears of some kind? Content draw? Yes. That was the content draw. Unfortunately, they're just going to get past it and kill me anyway.
None may steal our secrets.
What's for dinner? Good question. I probably have to go to the store today. Are those like raids from WoW TCG? They are. They are like that. Pick you up with Dr. Pepper? I got you. I got you. Hey, this thing could charge her into her Mal'Ganis. That's encouraging. Held on to something in case of the clear. Seems pretty wise. Seems wise, chat. Ow. Wow, I feel so safe now. N'Zoth just ends it, right? N'Zoth and it's just over. 10 mana Kazakis potions like the good old days. Real. Real, real, real. Reporting for duty. That was an interesting trade. Oh, okay. Saves their charger. Should I just do this? Probably, right?
You face Jaraxxus, Eldar Lord of the Burning Legion.
I think it's over. I think it's over, chat. I have the high ground. What do you think, Jamakazoon? What does it mean? What does that mean, chat?
Reporting for duty.
Crystals, fresh from Kazakis. Taste the crystals. I guess.
Let me change your mind.
Using this to steal a potato is pretty funny. You won and it only took drawing everything on time? Well, I haven't won yet, chat. Give it a second. Give it a second. Oh, well. Give it literally a second. Good deal. Alright, I'm gonna go to the restroom and then get more coffee and then be back. I'm back. I'm back. Wow, that 10 mana singleton payoff card just cleared the enemy board without triggering their death rattles. Imagine. It's true. It's true. But it didn't leave me with my own stuff, right? Like, it was double-sided. And I can't consistently find that. It's something that might happen instead of something that will happen. Never mind, share stream over, Sag. True. It's over. It's so over. Does your gaming chair affect your card gaming skills? If it does, it's negatively. Or maybe it's carrying me. Who knows? Maybe the only reason I can process this far is because I have my gaming specific chair. Is this good? This is a filler card, right? We'd rather tap. Or do we want the body? I don't know. I don't think I keep this, right? I don't know about keeping Shadow Bolt either, frankly. The chair is literally carrying you. That's true, yeah. True. Okay. Maybe it does. Thinking about getting some RGB, LG, TV, gaming, Razer carpet. Might get some RNG luck increase. I don't know what that is, but Godspeed. Crystals straight from spaghetti. Crystals straight up my nose. Wow. One small-time Buccaneer in a dream. Goodbye, something from my hand. That actually ruins my Mountain Giant, huh? No, I can still play it. As long as it's not gone. Goodbye, Siphon Soul. That seems like a good choice to remove. Yeah, this is kind of tempting, but I think I'll just play this for now. Get our Mountain Giant out. We have Bran, Antique Healing Bot. So I think we're saving the coin for turn 7 if we can. Oh, that's even better maybe. It's not better if it misses. Let's just let it hit. Deal 2. Easy, chat. Easy. It's actually so easy. Oh my goodness. You guys doubted. Perfect potion every time. Perfect potion every time. Literally every time. Does it bother you that you know people are in chat watching you but still queuing to you? Shouldn't they be more careful? So yes and no. In this particular case, Guapo doesn't do this very often, right? And they've been around enough to know how I feel about these things, and they just left like I asked them to. So like, if someone is watching in chat, I know from being someone who used to watch streamers more, that like sometimes sometimes you accidentally queue into the streamer. It does happen, right? It happens to some people more often than others, and those people need to be more careful. But when it's someone who only does it from time, like where they watch a lot, and it happens very rarely, like in this case, I definitely assume goodwill. And they're doing what I asked them to, which is not to say, oh, I queued into you, good luck, blah, blah, blah. They just left, and they'll talk to me after. So, like, that's better. Especially in this case, though, I left for an indeterminate amount of time, right? Like, I went to go use the restroom and then come back. There's an lethal I'm missing, right? And then immediately queued up right when I got back. And Twist is having a really long queue time because not that many people play the mode. So the odds of me running into Guapo are really high because of what I'm queuing right now. So like this one doesn't bother me at all. Is all I'm saying. Like there's a lot of like trust between me and this person specifically, but also the situation lined up in such a way that it was more likely to happen. Does it bother me when somebody is being careless? Yes. However, I can only like, especially right after I switched to YouTube streaming as well. Like when I started dual streaming, it started happening a lot. Like people would queue into me and then like talk to me during the match, and I feel like I don't know if like just YouTube. I tap, right? That would be nice. This is lethal next turn if I save it, huh? All right. No Hellfire. So yeah, especially if someone's talking to me during the game, it bothers me. And there are definitely people who are not careful enough, right? Like, this is an exception circumstance for Guapo. Like, they're here often, and it rarely happens. There are people who are here often who also queue into me while I'm streaming often. It's clear that they're not really taking the time to make sure that that doesn't happen. So, yes, that bothers me. It bothers me when people openly, like, talk to me while they're my opponent. But I feel like there's so little I can do about it, and I care about my rank so little that I usually just try not to draw attention to it. Like, I try to just, like, not care about it. So, like, if you want to be a respectful viewer, try not to queue into me. And like Guapo did here, if you accidentally queue into me, don't say anything, just leave, right? And then you can come back and say GG after. And as long as it doesn't happen that often, I'm not going to hold it against you. You would never play a twist, so don't worry. Oh. GG's, I was one off lethal when you did the brand heal bot turn. Wait, when I did that turn, you were one off lethal, like, despite all the health I got? GG's. Question thoroughly answered. I got you, El Rey. I also didn't think I could queue into you being plat 5, but I guess that is twist format. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. It's like the likelihood of queuing into someone else queuing is so high. Despite the health, that's so funny. Have you heard about the new League of Spaghetti TCG? Do you have any opinions on it? I actually... we did talk about that, I think, at length the other day. So, like, the brief answer is, if League of Legends ends up being Pokemon prices to play, I'll try it. And if it ends up being Lorcana prices to play, I won't. So, that's the extent of my opinion. How do you feel about people queuing into you when you're not streaming? Terrible, honestly. People should just never queue into me while I'm not streaming. I haven't played since the original No Neutrals meta. I played so many Solarian Mage, it was glorious. You hope they'll do it better than the digital one they made? I do think that the rules for Legends of Runeterra are a much better fit for paper than they are for digital. So even if it was like a direct port, like you know, within reason. There are things in digital you just can't do in paper. Even if it was like incredibly similar, I think it would still be. Any Koi Mountain Giants? Even if it was incredibly similar, I think it would probably just work better. Like a big part of the reason why I didn't like Legends of Runeterra is there was a lot of vestigial from paper TCG play on the opponent's turn type stuff that I just don't think works well. I have Reno in hand. Maybe I should have done better to save my coin. I'm scared, chat. I have like a good amount of trades I can make next turn. This could get me Mal'Ganis. Are we just dead now? Avis? Wow. There's a lot of vestigial like play on the opponent's turn stuff that I think makes for an not an uninteresting, but like disengaging digital gameplay, but very fun paper gameplay. Why couldn't you kill me like that? I know. Sounds like a skill issue. Martian feels terrible about that because he is going to steal your rank. True. Absolutely. Do you also think that way for MTG digital game? Yeah, I think that Hearthstone is a better digital game than MTG is a digital game. Well, at least at its core. Like, I don't know about recent Hearthstone, but the mechanics of Hearthstone are better for digital than the mechanics of MTG are for digital. Yeah. But paper MTG is a more fun game than digital Hearthstone, in my opinion. I like the concept for MTG, but there is no community in your country. Is that rogue deck viable and wild? Turn 4 kill seems like it is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Pound it, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm so late on that. My bad. Chat, should I make a Lord of the Nazgul commander deck? Looks like this. I think it could be fun. You said in the Pocket video that you won a couple tournaments. Does that let you go to a bigger tournament? No. Like, winning a really big tournament like a regionals helps you go to Worlds. The only invite-only tournament is Worlds. So, like, you need to win really big tournaments in order to get enough points to go to Worlds. But, yeah. I wish you had a friend to play physical card games. Relatable. So, like, it's thanks to the innovation of Spell Table and webcam gaming that I'm able to play with my friends on a regular basis again. So, like, up until then, I kind of felt the same way. It's like I don't really get to play physical so much anymore. You won a cup, but that wasn't regionals. It was not. Goes Challenge, Cup, Regionals, Nationals, or like Internationals now. Worlds. That's the scale. Is that League of Legends TCG talk going to be on YouTube soon? I'd love to hear your opinions on topics of card games. Wasn't it in yesterday's? I heard me talking about it. So it might have been in yesterday's video. It also might have been in the video before that. I think I still have another one to come out. soon. Right? I think I still have a video in the bank. It's a if it didn't come out like if it didn't come out yesterday or the day before, then it's coming out today. The League of Legends talk one. This is the last Hearthstone stream. So we did the... When was I playing? Oh, this was, no, this is the Heroic Brawl stream. Never mind. Really? No. No. That was the okay, the viewer deck. That was the viewer deck that threw me off. Okay. So yeah, we did the Velen already. We did Plot Lock. Well, Reno Holy Wrath was yesterday. Then today is going to be Questline. I think it was this stream, wasn't it? Was it actually a Pokemon stream when I did it? The discussion might have been on my Pocket channel. But it's on one of the channels in the last few days it happened, I'm pretty sure. I remember hearing the discussion again, and I wouldn't have done that unless I was editing those games. So anyways, up against a rogue. Do I keep all this? I feel like keeping Molten Giant is not a good idea, so I'm not going to. Playing Pokemon TCG with real people in a complete casual sense sounds so fun. Oh, it really is. It really is. Did you get an invite to regionals? I did get an invite to regionals. I did that by going to the regionals website and purchasing a regionals ticket. Because like I said, the only tournament that requires an invite is the World Championship. Everything else you can just go to. Are we ever getting the Kill Jaden Super Sode where you play a Kill Jaden deck for each class? Probably not. But you never know. Well, 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 if it isn't the best Martian streamer, I am the best Martian streamer, aren't I? Really happy my opponent's making this trade. I was gonna struggle to get that killed so that it could defend me. And now it's just absorbing all of this damage. Cool. I think that's bought me a little bit of time. Should I could do this and kind of defend this for a little bit longer. This makes it really hard. This thing's existence makes it really hard for them to make a new board, right? Because it cleaves. So I think it's worth defending. I was otherwise maybe going to just play my piloted Shredder this turn, but I think it was worth defending. Oof. Whole turn of just sprint. As a Shine fan, you hate to see it. Ooh. Okay. It's a little better for the Shrine Shush fans. A little better, a little better. Opponent is surely a Control Priest main. True. True. Seeing sprint again makes you feel old? Well, you are old. I think that's going to be my new response to that every time someone says something like that. I can say that because I'm old. Alright. Boop. Death does not scare you? Yep. Remember Signature Deathlord? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Okay, so... actually don't have a good Shadow Flame target, unfortunately. That's kind of nice. Chat, I think I'm dead, now that I've thought about it. They had to use one burst thing for removal, so the finisher. Surely. Don't have anything else from hand, come on. No. Yeah. Was that avoidable? I really only if I played Reno, and I think that's playing to lose, so I guess never mind. Is no one playing Wild anymore, sitting 5-minute queue? Yep, no one. Not one person. We made the format up. No one was ever playing it in the first place. Been lying to yourself. Fake news, found another one? Okay, never mind. Jade demolishing my deck? Real. Real and true. How many minutes did we already get in this? It's probably not that much. I don't think any of these were particularly long games. There's one where I like played Nazoth and stuff, right? So we at least got to turn 10. 15 minutes. Could be 24 if I included the Grumpy game, but I'm not gonna. Maybe switch to Warrior or Arena Priest? Maybe you switch to Warrior or Arena Priest. What do I accomplish by switching decks? What's the benefit? What is the issue that solves? Those are just decks you want me to play? Better matchup versus Jades. It's the most popular deck. So, are you new to the channel? Maybe. I actually just play stuff because I want to play it. I don't really play decks because they have good matchups into things. I don't know how to phrase this question properly, but if this Jade Rogue deck was brought to 2016, would it be the best deck? Like, if Jade Rogue support that makes Jade Rogue one of the best decks in the current environment was added to the old version of this environment, would it be the best deck? Yes, I think so. Because a ton of these cards have been buffed, and the Jade deck is really good in spite of that, right? Like, this is a more high-powered environment than the Gadget Sand of its time. So, I do think very much that the Jade Rogue deck would just be ridiculous if the Jade Rogue cards were like, or unless we're talking about like, because like 7 mana sprint is very different than 5 mana sprint. So if like we're just adding specifically the Jade Rogue cards that are missing and not changing anything, then possibly different. And especially, are we factoring in the buffs to the Jade Rogue cards, or are we just adding Jade Telegram? So like all these would like change my answer. So like the 2 for 1/1 Jade card is not good. The 2 for deal 2 damage make a Jade card is not good, but 1 for 1/1 is good, and 2 for 3 damage is good. So like with the buffs to the Jade cards, you know, that gives it a real chance combined with Jade Telegram. But also sprint at 5 mana is a huge reason why that deck is good. Like Rogue has really good card draw and the other classes don't. That's a huge advantage
for the Jade Rogue deck. In addition to being very aggressive, it also has better value than other decks. So like if we we'd have discount 3 prep, but that's we have discount 3 prep, but that means prep plus sprint is 4 mana, whereas prep plus sprint with 5 mana sprint and 2 mana discount prep is 3 mana. So like even the combo is better. I figured just 3 mana Telegram and you keep the current buffs to all classes. 3 mana Telegram and keep the current buffs to all classes? Yeah, that'd be almost the same format we have right now. Right, that's the oldest stuff doesn't really matter that much. Like, what are we missing at this time? We're missing Gadget Sand and Nexramus, right? How much Gadget Sand and Nexramus does the Jade Rogue deck have? Is it anything? I don't think so. I can't think of anything. So at the very least, Jade Rogue still has most of its tools. So like, that's less of an interesting question, I think, than just adding Jade Idol. We're also missing TGT. TGT and League of Explorers rotated together, didn't they? Wasn't the first rotation just... This would have been the first rotation. And the first rotation was just Nexramus and GVG, wasn't it? TGT, League of Explorers, Black Rock Mountain all rotated at once. Pretty sure. Can anyone check me? Is that right? Did I just win that last game, by the way? Oh, but it was a stupid game. All they did was AFK. Then just add the newest Jade Rogue card. So if you make no changes and just add the newest, like if you add 3 mana Telegram to Gadget Sand, is it enough? Really hard to say. You do have 6 mana Auctioneer. Yeah, it's tough because the other 2 Jade Rogue cards are bad. Actually, the neutral one is bad too. Like the neutral one costs 4. It might not be good. If you buff all Jade cards, like if we include all the Jade buffs, then I think it becomes a little bit more likely that Jade Rogue is one of the best decks. But I really think that the cheap sprint is a big reason why it's good in this format. So I think there's a big possibility that it might not be. Excuse me. What was it about Hunter Ungoro Quest that made people think it would be the Mega Nuts back in the day? Because it's a lot of value, and people hadn't seen an effect like that before. So like, first of all, it gave you a 5 mana 8/8, which is like pretty good. 5 mana 8/8 saw a lot of play back then with a downside. So like the Fell Reaver was a real card. So there's that, but then it shuffled a bunch of 1 mana 3/2s that draw a card when you play them into your deck. And since people hadn't seen a card like that yet, that just seemed like, wow, you get all that extra value and like, you know, that's really good stats for the cost. I think I just do this. So anyways, how did I get rid of the Mountain Giant? That's so funny. Getting rid of anything else actually made my Mountain Giant stupid. So like they didn't have to get rid of Mountain Giant, but like as long as they were going to make my Mountain Giant invalid, you know, thanks to them for shuffling the Mountain Giant. Don't love this. Sure. Not a great potion. But I also think, like, we didn't realize how bad the requirement was, right? Playing 7/1 costs seemed easy until we played with it. And now it's like, okay, actually, that's really hard to pay 7/1 costs and not lose in Hunter. So, yeah. Should we coin? Them having Soul of the Chungus on this is kind of not great for me. I don't have a good play that doesn't involve this coin, so I'm going to use it. It's also rare a good 1-drop is made. We have plenty of decent 1-drops, but like you don't want to fill your deck with enough that you play 7 of them. Like, it's not rare that a good 1-drop was made. It was like, you know, there weren't the volume of quality 1-drops that you would be able to include 7 of them, or like enough that you would definitely have 7 of them in time for the quest. I feel like this adds damage to them, so I'm not going to do it. On the flip side, no one thought Caverns Below was going to be even remotely playable. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It's pretty funny that one seemed like one of the worst ones, and the Ungoro Hunter seemed like one of the best ones, and they were polar opposite. Like, they weren't slightly off, they were way, and they includes me. You know, I also shared those opinions. We were young as Hearthstone fans. It's okay. Also, this Kazakus potion kind of wrecked me. Should I proceed as though I have some kind of, like, lethal? Like, should I just make them scared? Your quest reward also made you drawn to your Chumbo 1-drops, which also turned out not to be the thing you wanted later on. If you mean like it made you queue into a bunch of, like, if the quest requirement made you draw into a bunch of terrible 1-cost cards later on in the game, then yes, I agree. That was definitely the case. Like, once the quest is completed, your deck is still chock full of terrible 1-cost that you don't want to have later on in the game. You do, like, the 1 for 3/2s that draw a card, you still wanted those. Those were good. I am feeling a bit better about this. Did I just play the Mountain Giant? I think I do. I was about to, like, Shadow Bomb, but I think we'll be okay. Would the Hunter quest be good if it was the only quest in the game, or does that do nothing? No, I think it was bad in a vacuum. Like, the problem with it was the quest requirement made you build your deck poorly. Like your deck was bad because it was built to activate the quest. There are heckin' rogues out there. There really are. There really are. You like Kingsbane deck rogue? Me too. That's what you meant? Alright, yeah, fair. Yep. Then they buffed the quest and didn't change its requirement. I think the one drop average quality is better, but yeah, I get you still don't have the volume you need for this, so I guess I don't know. Does this summon? This summons like, oh, well, that would be nice if I had something to go with it. But this is summoning. Is it just Cairn? It's not good, chat.
So many possibilities.
Oh. Yeah, that's great. You forgot how nice the old god signatures are. Yeah, I don't know if I like miss my old one or not. The old one was very nostalgic. I ended up dusting it because I was thinking like, I'm barely going to use either of these. Why am I keeping two? But like they circled back to Twist Wonders, so I can play it again. I don't know. I have the signature. Am I really going to use the regular one? Okay. I think we just Jiraxis, right? I think that's just GG. I think that's GG. You think you just like how unique the twist signatures are? True. I do like the signature. I really wanted the Cthulhu one. Really wanted that Cthulhu one. I'm done digging for signatures though. I don't really want any signature anymore. Like not getting the Meister one after spending so much gold hunting it. Left a sour taste in my mouth. Among other things. Like, other things also left a sour taste in my mouth. You know, like it's like there's a lot of factors to I just don't really appreciate digital cosmetics anymore. But chat, I don't even like paper foils as much as I used to. It's kind of crazy. I forget if I talked about this recently, but I'm sure I have. So, like foil on paper cards, I don't like it as much as I used to. Kind of over it. That was a third game. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. We don't have even one video done yet. That's how you know this is a Marshy stream of all time. So 9 on top of my 15 I had before, so I'm at 24. One more game of that length and we got a video. We can be done.
Gul'dan versus Uther.
I will fight with honor. My plans are coming to fruition.
More Paladin. Have I tried Murloc, OTK, Paladin, and Twist? Did I try that last year? I feel like I did. Don't remember. Was it even last year or was it longer? When was the last Twist season? Like the last time all this was around? Wasn't it just, you know, a year and a quarter ago? Pretty sure. Either that or it wasn't. Crystals! Straight from Among Us. I'll take Firelands Portal.
The end is coming!
Oh my goodness, chat. What am I gonna do? My opponent's gonna play Doomsayer. This isn't hand buff Paladin? This is Reno Paladin? Chat, we found a fellow Reno enjoyer. Imagine that. The queue times don't help at all. I agree. I agree. Do I just tempo this brand? Tempo brand seems okay. Worst case scenario, I get to draw 2 cards off of this. I think it was last December. I know before Whizbang was the new expansion every day. Okay, yeah, then it was definitely last year. It wasn't last December, it was like last September, November, I think. Oh, my opponent is playing the deck you were saying, maybe. Yeah, this must be Murloc OTK. Do I draw 2 cards for my brand value, or do I play this Mountain Giant for my Mountain Giant value? I think I'll do this. I don't know that that was good, though, right? Like, that's just me determined to get some value out of brand. Pretty sure I played Anyfin Paladin. I kind of remember making the thumb. It's about to hurt my feelings. I knew it. I knew they were just going to hurt my feelings like that. We need Kazakus Transform. That would be the ticket, chat. Also, am I just going to die? 16 right now. We'll see.
No. Trust me.
What do you mean it's the Giganuts? 5 mana, draw 2? Okay, cool. I really liked this deck. I think also I've become saturated with OTKs, right? Like, I used to really like them. Every time I would play a deck that won by an alternate means, it was like more fun for me. Oh, I forgot about this one. Did I just lose? Close. I need this to be something. Not that. I think I've become saturated with OTKs in the last few years from playing too much just modern Hearthstone. I was about to say playing too much Wild, but like Hearthstone like abandoned its Leroy philosophy, and now there's just a whole lot of game-ending OTKs. They don't feel special anymore. So, like, when the Murloc deck existed, it was difficult and rare for OTKs to happen, right? So, like, that made it special and exciting to win by a different means. And I used to really love stuff like that, just in all card games. And I think just recent Hearthstone has kind of, like, spoiled that for me broadly. Like, I don't really appreciate decks that just win, like with a combo, as much as I used to. Back then, the leader also gave health. Yeah, true.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
Happy Feast of Wintervale. Here's a mistress of mixtures.
Trust me.
Combos used to be turn 15. So, like, early Hearthstone had a lot of combos in it, right? Like, that were not turn 15. They were, like, you know, turn 8 to 10. So, like, the Miracle Rogue thing, that wasn't happening turn 15. Faceless Manipulator, Power Overwhelming, Leroy, Handlock wasn't happening turn 15. So, like, you know, not quite. I think after that shift, that's a little more accurate. So, like, after they started nerfing those types of things to prevent them from happening more often, there was a good while where, you know, turn 10 to 12 was when your combo was happening. But, like, if you're playing anything OTK and you can't get the combo before turn 15, you're probably not going to win that game. You really want it to be happening on, like, turn 10. You know, you want to be like turn 10. You play your anyfin. Turn 11, you play the second one. In standard, I'm talking about from a standard perspective. And like standard and wild were a lot closer back then. Like, much more similar. There was like wild decks were standard decks with like a little bit of extra spice. It was like plus Dr. Boom Loatheth, pretty much. That thing's huge. Convenient. This is the deck of all time, it really is.
Golems are a girl's best
Looking at too much damage. I don't have anything that costs 4 or less in my hand that isn't stupid.
So many
Should I play this and leave my opponent with 9 damage on board? I think so. So that's certainly happening, right? Especially now that I've done it. So they have 10. We're like out of Avis range as long as I don't tap. So maybe I don't tap.
I wonder.
Where Dr. Boom? I have too much like heavy demon stuff in here for me to want to include Dr. Boom. Like I want to include Dr. Boom, but like I have too much heavy stuff already. So I think like if I was not going to run the demon package, I would certainly play it, but since I am, that just hurts my feelings. Guess I'd like to find Twisting Nether or Molten Giant, so it's worth tapping. I can't do this and this if I use my coin here, but I don't think that's gonna help me with anything, so.
We're gonna be rich.
This is the first time I've seen you play Twist. It is. Since the last time. Shadow Flame would be a rough loss, depending. Okay. Marshy really needs... No. That's so bad for me! Now I can't make this trade and then Shadow Flame. Okay. Interesting. Oh, thank goodness. So we're not out of the woods yet, obviously. Molten Giant would be perfect. That summons nothing. I'm so scared. His sap ends it, obviously. There are outs for sure. Just don't have them. It's fine. You don't need them. This and it's over. No Abyss? Cool. I've had a few other death rattles die, I guess. So
So many possibilities. To the void.
it's pretty sketchy, I don't know. But I just don't really have a better option, I don't think. Oh, I forgot I had the extra time. Cool. Alright, so this top deck gets there. Belcher's died. Yeah, I knew the Belcher had died. It just like it wasn't enough to make me feel safe. Now I'm feeling pretty safe. Now I'm feeling slightly safe. I wish I could kill this. I can kill that. I don't know that I should. I think I'll probably just do this. I feel like they have so many returns for burn, they really do. But maybe we're safe now. They need the second one. Did they really draw it, both of them? Okay, good. It's like if they drew both Eviscerate between their top deck and the Thalnos, I'd be a little sad, but Alright, hopefully that's enough. Is that enough to be the last one? That was 8 minutes on top of what I had before, which was 24. Yeah, it's fine. Last Reno Walk. Probably gonna just like not advertise this as Twist in the title of the video and see if that helps it. So I'm gonna come back and play Asteroid Shaman after I go use the Marshy restroom. Be right back. That's what Zeddy would do. Any Twist related news, he wouldn't say it's about Twist in the title, and it did better. Werb.
You miss Pug? Me too. But, you know, I think regular chatters disappear for a while and come back. Pug's done it before. We'll probably see him again. Alright, so I'm now playing Wild. What do I keep if this is Wild? None of this? Probably. How's the marshy restroom different? It's actually very similar to a regular restroom, if you can believe it. You probably wouldn't be able to see a difference if you went inside it.
Starting the operation.
And yes, it is a gender-neutral bathroom because it is a bathroom in my home. Everyone's allowed to use it. Colt Neophyte. Rude. Obviously, I'd like to use that with Bolner, but I think Bolner is just gonna die and not really do anything tempo worthy.
Blink together in harmony.
Blink together in harmony. Okay, if you say so. Since you asked nicely.
None can comprehend the expanse of my power.
Cool, cool. We're getting somewhere, maybe. Maybe, just maybe.
Come, pray with me.
Muzzle their magic.
I'm annoyed that this happened to me again. You won't blink? Okay. Is there a Martian thing you don't miss at all? Or that is at least worse than Earth counterpart? Like the whole of Mars, we're over it. We're done. No interest whatsoever anymore. Hey, Turbulus. Is there a battle cry? Is there a minion that helps me out with this turn? I think the answer is no, right? Murloc Grofin is okay.
I will find the way.
Oh, what we really want is Lightning Storm, right? Let's just find that. Didn't get it. Okay. Could freeze something. Chat, I'm in danger. Yeah, Doogie is coming in here with a copy pasta. Oh no. Looks like I'm dead. Hate to see it. Danger makes you nervous. Waffles hopped over to the YouTube. Yeah. Corrupt the waters. It's true. It's true. Hi, OTZ. Why did Twitch change the title of your account, etc.? It's now at the top. Oh, well, I don't know.
Why you not play a Q's? Oh, the quest in this deck? Too slow? It didn't need so many value? I'm not very good in English. Yeah, it's okay. So... So much needs to be going right before the quest is useful. And the quest is also not necessary. So it's basically just -1 card in hand. Like, you're starting a card down to have something that might be useful way later on in the game. That's why I tend not to play it, unless like it's mandatory for the fun of whatever I'm playing, which I haven't really tried to do in a while. I realized that I can pop out the YouTube stream so I can watch while I play, since I only have one monitor. You don't understand, imagine you not getting the shutter bounce back. You don't understand, imagine not getting the shutter bounce back? Yeah. The, disaster. Really juice up my asteroids with this, but like I've only shuffled 3 in. So, there's that. Will opponent Dark Pact this 2-1? Find out right now on Spaghetti Ball Z. Oh, they'll defile. That actually seems better. Actually seems better, chat. Zoop. My favorite part about needing the hero power to get Shutterwalk back is the hoops you have to go through to play the hero power alongside Shutter are so much, you know, like it takes so much and takes so many tour guide in your deck for that to be able to be played in the same turn. It's so situational. Like people who are actually playing Corrupt the Waters, like, do they ever actually get to pull that off?
A little agony goes a long
A little agony goes a no. Or you can play audio amplifier to hero power your Shutter. Oh, that's better. That's better. That's improvement. Still requires you to get to turn 11. I didn't think about audio amplifier. Right, now I'm interested. Darn it. Audio amplifier is cool technology for the Shutter. Corrupt the Waters. I wouldn't do it with Asteroid Shaman. I have to think of something else. But, you know, color me intrigued. Corrupt the Waters is what everyone plays against Mark on YouTube, so it must be the best. That should tell you everything you need to know about Corrupt the Waters, frankly. Maybe Corrupt the Waters is OP in non-ranked Hearthstone. I think it's OP in, you know, what's the polite way of saying terrible MMR, awful gameplay zone. What's the polite way of saying the rude thing I just said? Is this to an enemy or to, yeah, it's to an enemy minion, so. Hello, finally got to catch my first Martian stream. Hello, Time Popsicle. How you doing? Potato ranks. Yeah, I was just being silly because like I was asking for a polite thing while I said a rude thing. But yes, it's probably just OP at potato ranks. Everything's broken if you dive down deep enough to the mines of Moria. Oh no, they convinced Martian to play Corrupt the Waters. Yeah, I'm like vaguely excited. I'll think of something. I'll think of something to go with it later. Don't you want a Fanta? Oh no, I put draw in my Shutterwalk. Now what am I gonna do? But anyways, like, don't you want to kill this one off so that the damage happens on your turn? I didn't want a Lightning Storm because I want to be able to play this next turn. So, you'll have a Fanta? Alright, cool.
A little agony goes a
Corrupt the
long
Waters does have nice art. I think it's also a cool card, right? Like, my objection to Corrupt the Waters is not that it doesn't sound fun. Not at all. Like, it is a really cool effect. And I used to love it a lot more, but like, it's not a good card. So like, people suggested to me thinking it's an improvement over my deck without it, and it's like a huge negative. It's one of the worst things I could add if I want to win games. But like, to a deck like this, or to a deck like regular Shutterwalk Shaman or something like that. But like, if I'm gonna build a deck specifically for Corrupt the Waters Shaman, Audio Engineer sounds kind of cute. That sounds like part of the reason why I don't even try that is because I have to run Lightning Bloom or Tour Guide in order to make that happen. And I think those are, like, putting those in your deck are awful because they're not good until you're playing Shutterwalk, right? So, ooh, almost. Oh? What a tease! Oh. Alright. Cool. Well, yeah. You were so close. I forget what I was saying. Anyways. Audio Engineer sounds much less clunky as far as setting up the Shutterwalk Corrupt the Waters thing, so sounds like I could have some fun doing that. I wouldn't expect it to be good, right? Like, it's not like my deck is going to be whatever deck I put together for that is going to be an effective thing to do, but be fun. Audio amplifier, what did I say? What would be the combo? I don't know, I'd have to think about it. I mean, I'd probably want to do just Infinite Shutterwalk if I was going to do that, right? So, like, I'd probably just put Serenite Chain Gang, Azurite Chain Gang, Shutterwalk, Grumble, all that stuff. Is it Technician? The current hero power on Shaman is actively harmful to the play pattern. Right, yeah. That is, I guess, part of it, but, like, it's a... yeah, like, the appeal of the funny and, like, without the requirement, yes, the hero power would be very good. The problem is it requires you to play 5 battle cries, and that doesn't happen as often as you think it does, as fast as you think it does in a Shutterwalk deck. So, like, I totally understand and relate to the appeal of the hero power for all the reasons we've listed. It's just, practically, it's not a good thing to do for your deck. It doesn't make your deck better. It makes it very worse. So. Okay. Why don't you run Skulking Geist to anti-Warlock quest? Side effect, anti your own deck. Good job, Lord. I'm I'm tickled that you said that knowing it wasn't something this deck could do. But yes, the Geist would delete my own asteroids. It would also turbo my Ceaseless Expanse, though. Maybe that's the nuts. Maybe that's actually the nuts the whole time. How big this Murloc is. Now we have just enough meteor showers, chat. Just enough. This into coin one of the squibbies that has this attached to it. My opponent is playing the technology, it seems. Chittering Tunneler. Boop. This is a questline Warlock of all time. It really is. It really is. Really is. Alright, I got this one, and I got that one. Very good. I'm gonna shuffle so many asteroids, chat. You don't even know. First, I'm gonna coin this. Then, I'm gonna play this. And then, I'll do something else. Not planning that far ahead. I like how this does damage to itself. Ow. There's Bran. I can Bran and this next turn, can't I? Sick. Chat, can you smell what the rock is cooking? Can you smell the asteroids? How many thousands of them there will be? Does Shudderwock copy the battle cry of the slime? Yes. Yes, indubitably. Yes, you can smell, just period. Cool. Good for you. Oof. Floated 4 self-damage with that. Oh, the Chittering Tunneler. I was like, Drain Life? Yuck. Man, they should update Drain Life just because it sickens me. Ew. I guess it goes face. Just like make it something else. Oh my goodness, this card is awful. There's a likelihood that I'll need to deal 10 damage to the board, right? So let's just save it. I can smell the smelly smells that smell smelly. Ah, okay, fair enough. Drain Life got power crept by Life Drink so hard. That's true. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I just like, ever since Drain Soul, right? Like, even old Drain Soul that was 2 for deal 2 lifesteal is better than this. This can go face. It's like, not strictly better, but it's better. And then, you know, they buffed Drain Soul to be 2 deal 3, which is like way better. And yeah, now that you say, Life Drink, you know, at least make this lifesteal deal 3. right? Like, if it can go face, it can at least be technically better. Or, like, have a... Not technically better, but, like, a... Oh. Do you guys believe? Hit the Tamsin. Aw. Hit the Renifal! That's BM. That's BM, Hearthstone. Come on. I ruined my Macaw Asteroid Shaman for nothing! Ah. Wasn't there a Malagos Warlock at some point? There was. Soulfire and the 2 for DL4 if you have a dragon in your hand, I think. Maybe this got used in it? I forget. It's been a long time. If, I was about to say, if for some reason they don't just play Tamsin, I can't imagine why, but if we could have done the Brand Macaw with that, but obviously that didn't happen. I should have played that turn differently. Remember when OGKs needed Thorson? I remember. Times. Miss 10 cost Onyxia? Like the Brew Mother? I miss the Brew Mother too. It's definitely one of my favorite cards ever. Chat, I think we're dead.
Flesh fails. Try crystal.
I don't think people want to watch my videos if I'm facing the Demon Seed. So like I'm not gonna concede to the quest because I'm particularly tilted by it. I'm gonna concede to the quest because I don't think I'm gonna be able to make a YouTube video if I keep playing these out. As it is, I'm thinking about stopping after this video, even though like I've only, like at the end of this one, I'll have accomplished 2 of the 4 videos I set out to make. So probably not waste any more time on that. How scared of Druid should I be? Pretty scared, right? I think so. I think I should be a little bit scared, just a little bit. This looks like a fun deck. It is a deck of all time. We'll say that much. Does Demon Seed need another nerf, or is it just annoying that it's so popular? I think, like, both those can be true, right? I don't think the Demon Seed is a power outlier. It has a very polarizing play pattern, right? So it's not that the Demon Seed, if you look at the whole of what's playable in Wild, it's like so broken compared to the rest of everything else you could play. It's that like there is an entire section of the Wild population that the Demon Seed, because of its play style, will automatically win against it. So like everyone who plays those type of decks is frustrated when they have to run into the Demon Seed a lot of the time, I guess. So like, yeah. But it's like, if you look at like the rest of what Wild Hearthstone can play, right? Like if we're all, you know, playing meta efficient decks, then the Demon Seed has a lot of decks that it has a hard time against, right? Like playing the Demon Seed, you're not gonna like automatically win against every meta deck. You're just gonna automatically win against every potato deck, like the type of decks that I like to play. As far as like getting content, I'm using myself as an example, but like, anyways. So this deck would struggle into the Demon Seed. A Reno deck that isn't Paladin is going to struggle into the Demon Seed. I'm up against Mill. Up against Mildred. So that's true. Makes sense, kinda. Kinda. Do you think your viewers would notice if you played in unranked? Doesn't it have a specific symbol? I think I'd have to cover this up if I played in unranked. Like, I don't want to play in unranked, right? Like, it sounds terrible. Did I draw both of these? Unlucky. You hate to see it. Oh, we're on 3 draws, so I'm gonna overdraw something again. Hey, Shadow 911. Also, there's no rank at the end of the game. True. But like, I want to play against real decks. I just don't want to. Like, I was talking about the Demon Seed for the sake of discussing why it would need to be nerfed, like, for the population at large. I wasn't trying to talk about my own personal experience with the game and how it would be improved by removing the Demon Seed, because for me, it's not, like, as far as playing the game, I'm not as tilted by it as some other people are. So I don't know that I chose the right one. Probably didn't, frankly. Anyways, like, I'm not going to go to casual to escape the Demon Seed. Unless I was going to do it so that people would enjoy watching my videos more, because I wouldn't be facing the Demon Seed as often. But I also don't think that random scribblings of budget players is interesting opponents for my YouTube either. So I don't know how much that would actually help me. Well, poop. I have Goose still in my hand. I have a couple more spell-based asteroid generators. I don't have Shudderwalk, which is unfortunate. I have Shutter Block in my deck. What if you play against your alt on the other screen and pretend you're playing someone else but disguised it poorly? I was actually thinking about doing that, like, as a funny video. Like, not trying to actually pull it off, but like, like, have it be a parody of the person that does that. So there's somebody who, like, was caught pretending that their opponent was a random opponent, but really it was them playing against themselves, and they had like a touch screen off camera. And I was thinking, like, would it be funny to make a video where, like, it was very obvious that I was doing that, but like it's meant to be obvious? I didn't end up doing it, obviously, but I was thinking about it. Do I want any of the overload cards left in my deck? We have a Lightning Storm that I don't think I want, and that's the last of it. So yeah, I guess I'll just get rid of it. No, thank you. So now I'm just trying to dump cards out of my hand, and I don't want to, like, draw a card that's bad and then burn a card that's good, right? So getting the bad cards out of my deck is theoretically very helpful. Hi, Lamp. I find Demon Seed extremely boring, and I've yet to meet anyone who enjoys playing it or against it. I enjoy playing it. I've met a ton of people who like playing as it, and I know a lot of people who like playing against it because it's like, for specific styles of decks, it's actually kind of an easy win. So I don't think, like, there's a narrative of people who play slow value based decks and only talk to people who play slow value based decks that there's no upside to the Demon Seed existing, and it's just not true. But you know, just because something has some upside doesn't mean that, you know, it's still worth it. Oh, goodbye, Macaw. So I think I'm gonna play this, not this, this. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. And I mean, like, are we really gonna be able to deal enough damage? So have I even done the... I haven't drawn the Bull-Eyed Behemoth thing yet, right? Ooh, got that. That's nice. But that didn't get burned. So, like, they're only dealing 2 damage. I've seen only 1 seeds. I don't think our chances are very good, frankly.
The time has come to dethrone our foes in stone. This is a choice. Serve another or die alone.
Hey, Marcy, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great day, Nate. I wanted to do this first. Unlucky. Just trying to, like, empty stuff out of my hand, you know? Really? It works that way? It's kind of cool. Playing this means I overdraw 1 less card, but makes this so much more expensive, so I guess I hold on to it. Because as it is now, I can do this and then, you know, this. But I think Incendious would be good in this deck. It's certainly good in the standard version. I don't know that it would be good in this one. Hard to say. Oh, that's cheating.
I have too many cards.
If we don't overdraw Belied Behemoth, I think we have a really cool turn coming up. But, you know, I'm scared. It's got to be like right now, right? We have to draw it into our hand right now, I think. And we have to hope that they didn't get, like, the poison seeds in their hand, right?
I have too many cards.
Poop. Well, I do this. That much we know. I can just do this. Alright. Come on, Belied Behemoth. Let's go. What would be the kill Jaden of Pokemon? Oh, they missed the damage. Shame on them. Unless they're trying to get rid of it so they can play more demons. Heh. Alright, finally. Almost out of asteroids, though.
Patience.
I have to play that raw to triple it. I have to play that raw to spell burst. Okay, I don't care about that.
My eyes are prey.
Am I doing this the right way?
Cursed name. Now or never.
Alright, I've done my best. Done something. There's that.
Cards are nearly gone. No more cards.
Then do I just lose to fatigue next turn?
Release.
How much are we drawing? Yeah, because like I can't draw the asteroids I send after this. Unlucky. Do I think Shadow Priest needs a nerf? No, it's like the only aggro deck left. The reason that it's a high population is because there isn't any competition among aggro decks. Like everyone gravitates towards it.
Bear your soul to me. Consume.
When will the flames at last consume us? Did I make any marks for this deck yet? No, right? I played nothing. Did Pirate Demon Hunter die? It was a lot more reliant on Treasure Distributor than than Shadow Priest was. Because Shadow Priest had two, like with Treasure Distributor, Shadow Priest had two really strong openers versus slower Renethal decks. It had the Attendant and it had the Treasure Distributor. Now it only has the one. I wish the current meta had more aggro. I feel like aggro is important for any meta. Yeah. Yeah. I just wish it wasn't so weighted towards specifically drawing one thing. Like, it being easy to defeat if your opponent doesn't draw Attendant, and being hard to defeat if they do, I think is not, like, my favorite. But, it's all we got right now, so not super complaining about it. What you got for me? Opponent. My opponent is a Ship's Cannon Enjoyer. Does Ship's Cannon go on the extra large list? Let's see what we said over at the old Tempo Storm report. I would imagine, like, the problem isn't that there isn't enough room for the pirate package. The problem is the pirate package isn't very good now. The one that's available to Priest. Enough that you would want to run the cannon. This would leave one thing alive. That was pretty favorable outcome, honestly. I'm pleased with that. Wild. Aggro Priest. I really wanted to put extra large Aggro Priest in the title for this, but we decided against it. Unlucky. But let's see. Is the Ship's Cannon in here? It is not. Yeah. It's kind of like to be expected, frankly. And if there isn't room for Ship's Cannon, like if the Ship's Cannon pirate package isn't good enough for extra large, it's certainly not good enough for 30. So I wanted to brand, but I can actually make this work this turn. So now I've made a lot of asteroids, which is like funny. We'll see how useful it is. But also now I'm on board, right? Like before I wasn't on board. Pretty much the same as Bran for 1 mana cheaper. Yeah. Bolner can do better though, right? Like, Bolner can be better than Bran, I guess. And like now we have a Bran with no friend. So like, it's not like I'm super happy about it, but like I'm pretty happy about it, I guess. Pretty happy, pretty happy. Ooh. Ooh. So this does 5, so one of these needs to go here, and then I'd like to not take all that damage. But then this is just going to clear this up real nicely next turn. Good deal. I'm into it. If you were able to play all your cards as you wanted, what would be the damage cap of this deck? How you had time to crunch the number? Have I had time to crunch the numbers? No, I haven't tried to see like what the max output is, because like the max output changes, right, depending on like Shutterwalk stuff. You could do a ton of damage with this if everything went right. If you like replayed everything and like were able to double the this thing a bunch. My opponent is about to take so much damage to their face. It's gonna be very funny. Wow. Look at all that. Huzzah. Look at us go. Hey, Ceaseless Expanse. Do I play this targeting? Yeah, because like it's just gonna get pinged, right? So like, might as well. Might as well. Just get that back. Next turn we play this, and then the turn after we play this. Good deal. Using Twisting Nether on Brain Masu should win you the game. I agree. I feel like the secret answer is the damage cap is 3 billion. I mean, it might be a lot. Could very well be a whole lot. A whole fair bit. Oh my goodness. Will opponent concede if I do this? Probably not. Probably not, chat. Also, I mean, we have 27 in the deck, right? We just play this, I think, next turn. Pretty sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular spells and 27 non-regular. I feel like we're gonna draw a fair bit of the asteroids. I feel like if you wanted it to be, the damage is infinite. Yeah, it depends on what you can get out. Murmur would be really special here. That's my opinion. Well, just drew a lot. Okay, cool. This means that if it does for some reason fail to kill, which it looks like it might, we can at least do it next turn. Oh, you know what? Every time it's not like that infinite, right? Because every time it misses an asteroid, every time it hits an asteroid, the asteroid will draw us a new card. And when that doesn't hit another asteroid, okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, what am I like? My opponent's just dead to Malagos, aren't they? How do you deal with this? Not to mention anything else I can do. Missed lethal? True. The perfect card. Hey, shoot your own face with that. What are you doing? It's not very stylish. Has anyone ever died to being attacked by Malagos? I'm sure. Marshy's in for the style points. I know, right? What are they doing to me over there? With their lack of style. They're killing me. Killing me over there. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-ba-da-bum. Yeah. Are cards in wild Pokemon with a fairy weakness basically not having a weakness? I haven't paid enough attention to Expanded. Expanded is wild Pokemon. I haven't paid enough attention to Expanded lately to be able to answer that for sure. It's been long enough since they've printed a fairy Pokemon that most fairy Pokemon are probably outdated. Because even when I was playing, the big fairy attacker was Mega Gardevoir, which you used to attack with, like, you had that in your discard pile so that the Mew and Mewtwo tag team could use that effect on your discarded Pokemon. So, like, that was attacking as a psychic anyway. So, wouldn't affect fairy weakness. I guess I'd be surprised. Because, like, Expanded has become fairly, like, you know, a lot closer to the feel of wild lately anyway. Like, there's turn 2 OTK decks and turn 2 lockout decks. So I feel like just attacking with a fairy Pokemon is going to be tough to come by. How do weaknesses and resistance work with dual type Pokemon? Everything is taken into account. I forget if weakness or resistance is applied first. I think resistance is second. But so there used to be Pokemon with, like, back in Ruby Sapphire era, there used to be some of the EXs would be weak to 2 different types. And if you were both types, it would compound a double. At least that's my understanding. Oh, it's been so long. Like, I feel like that is certainly how it works, but I also haven't thought about it in so long, and it came up so rarely when it was possible that, like, is that true? But I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness, I don't trust myself. I should though, because I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. But it really didn't come up that often. Ow. Should I do this? You know what I should do is I should triangulate, be skillful, and always hit Lightning Storm. Brutal. Okay. What does Pokemon OTK or Turn to Kill look like? So let me find it. I think it's this one. So discard any amount of lightning energy from this Pokemon. Then for each energy you discarded in this way, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and deal 30 damage to it. You can choose the same Pokemon more than once. So discard any amount of lightning from this Pokemon. That's step 1. That's the attack you're using. I think I just do this, right? That went pretty favorably, honestly. That could have gone worse. I'm into it. So that's step number 1. So then we have, so Electro GX. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon, except Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX, in any way you like. If you do, this Pokemon is knocked out. So you, I'll pull up one example, but there are multiple like this. Yeah, I'm going to show you counter energy, but there's also one for 3. So here's counter energy. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, and if this card is attached to a Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon GX or a Pokemon EX, this card provides every type of energy, but provides only 2 energy at a time. So that is basically, if you're behind, it counts for 2 energy of any type, which can be lightning energy. And you're behind, I need the spell damage. So it's handy to have this. How did this get in my hand? I don't know. Don't care. How did that get in my hand? Oh, I froze it. I froze the opponent's one, so I didn't take the damage. Cool. So anyways, if you're behind on prizes, it's worth multiple energy. There's one, this one's worth 2 energy of any energy, and the other one is worth 3. So if you knock out an Electro GX, you're pulling out a ton of energies that, if you're behind on prizes, are worth more than 1 energy. But also, by knocking out the Electro GX, you become behind on prizes because you force your opponent to take some. This is like a sad wombo combo, right? But I do it. I guess I'll do this one first. Oh, it destroys the murmur, so it gets to live. Take it back. Okay, we figured that out from a different game too. Haha. All right, cool. Anyways, the so you become behind on prizes, and then you have a bunch of things in play that are activated. So if you knock out like 2 Electro GX that way, you can get out as much as 10 energy cards, 8 of which will be worth multiple lightning at the same time. So your Alolan Raichu can then discard all of those and deal 30 for each one in whatever way you want. So if you have 15, it's like 23, 25 max, I think. So something like 25 maximum, like, times you can deal 30 to your opponent's board in that way. Yeah, we just do this, right? So your opponent needs to have a full bench in order for you to kill them? No, if your opponent only has one thing out, if your opponent ever has no Pokemon in play, they lose. So they either have a full bench, and then you can deal damage to lots of things to take lots of prizes in one turn, or they have very minimal things in play, and you just get to KO them. In order to get both of these, I have to kill both of these, right? Inefficiently, but it's fine. I want my big chumbos. And then there are multiple Pokemon that have an attack for 1 energy that makes it so that during your opponent's next turn, they can't play trainers or they can't play any cards. it does no damage, but it prevents your opponent from like ruining you. So you try to go second, get out all of your Pokemon that like your Pikachus and your Voltorbs that you need to evolve, and then send up either, I think it's a Wishmer or a Gengar and Mimikyu tag team. I think there's one more. There's like a Screamtail or something now that does it. You know, you get one of those out, send them up, and use the attack for 1 energy to make your opponent skip their turn, basically. And then it comes back to your turn, and you can do all that. Why can't this kill on one? Because you need to evolve. You need a turn to evolve. Akama versus Celeste. Oh, great. Hostage mage. Is Triangulate worth keeping? Probably not, right? Does Rare Candy not skip the Evo turn? Original Rare Candy used to let you evolve right away, but errated Rare Candy does not. So it hasn't worked that way since 2012, I think. Like 12 years. I'm so old.
Back in my day, we used to be able to get stage 2s out on the first turn, attack for 80 damage, and our opponent never saw a turn. Ha ha ha!
Would you say Pokemon trading card game is more consistent than Hearthstone because of tutors, even though deck size is bigger? Absolutely. Definitely. Because not only is the deck size twice as much, but you can run twice as many cards of like copies of a card. So like the actual chance that you'll draw any one card in Pokemon is much higher. Like, that was not the right way to put that. Like, the deck size in Pokemon is doubled, but the amount of copies of a card you can play is doubled. And cards that have, like, the legend rule, like Hearthstone does, are fewer and far between, right? There's very rarely a card that you can only run one copy of. So it's not like most of the good cards you can only run one copy of them. Most of the good cards you can run 4 copies of them. So on average, you are more likely to be able to draw a good card in Pokemon than you are in Hearthstone. That's not like the tutors make up for the consistency. There is also an inherent consistency. The tutors allow you to run like low card counts of specific things you don't need very often. That's what makes teching in Pokemon less ridiculous than it is in Hearthstone. But does this ever do me any good to make this trade? It's just gonna die to a secret, right? So like, I feel like there's no reason not to do this. Do you think Pocket will get them to rework the current PTCG point system or prize system? I hope not.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
I'd rather keep track of. Like it might just be because I'm used to it. Like I feel like there's a lot to criticize about the prize system in Pokemon. So in Pokemon, instead of having in Hearthstone, we have heroes with health totals, right? And you deal enough damage, and then the opposing player loses. Whereas in Pokemon, you have to like knock out 6 of these things, right? You're playing out minions, and then once you've KO'd 6 of them, then you win. And you keep track of that by the prize card system. So at the beginning of the game, after you've set up, you take the top 6 cards of your deck and put them aside. And every time you take a knockout, you get to, like every time I would basically destroy a minion, I get to take a prize. And once I've taken all of them, I win. Well, that's a bummer. Ooh, I guess. Not looking good, chat. So the issue with that is sometimes you'll be running low counts of things and they'll be in your prizes, and it's hard to access cards that are stuck in your prizes. It's possible without taking before you take the prize, but it's not like possible enough. So you end up running extra copies of things you don't need more than one of, just because if it gets prized, you're in trouble. So it can be frustrating when you have like a single copy of something and you only lost because it so happened to be in your prizes. And so it's not a perfect system. What I like about it, though, is the game allows you to keep track of your progress using the game pieces of your deck, right? So instead of having to like put out a little dice that has a 6 on it and then putting one off every, like, you know, you take a knockout and you change your little dice to a 5. I mean, you could keep track of the points, like doing points instead of prizes. I just don't think it's as elegant. Five, 6, 7, 8. Technically alive. Couldn't they just use blank cards and say prize cards on? I think if you're going to do that, you just use dice, right? You're going to ask everyone to take, like why bother setting out 6 useless prize cards to pull away when you can just have a little dice? Have I played the new Bob card? I haven't even earned the new Bob card. Cabal Crystal Runner is a Draenei now. Maybe you can make something happen with the new 5-drop Refresh Mana Draenei? Interesting. How do coin flips work in in-person tournaments? You either flip a coin, but most people roll a dice. So evens or heads, odds or tails. If they were going to rework the prize system, what I'd like them to do is set it up so that at the beginning of the game, instead of drawing 7, you draw 13, and then you choose 6 of those 13 to put as your prize cards. Then you know what your prize cards are. You don't have to reverse engineer it once you search your deck. And you can choose not to put important things to be stuck in your prize cards at the beginning. I think that'd be a really nice change if they were going to change up how in-person prize card system works. It would also mean you're less likely to be stuck with an opening Pokemon that you don't want to start with, or have a hand that you can't work with. So like it fixes the, like, you don't, in Pokemon you don't choose to mulligan. If you have a basic, you have to keep it, and when you mulligan, it's because your hand didn't have a basic in it. So it decreases the chance that, like, and the mulligan is very punishing. So if you don't have a basic, you have to mulligan, which means you show your opponent your hand so they get a bunch of information, but also every time you do that, they get to draw an extra card. So like every time you mulligan, it's kind of a huge disadvantage. So having extra cards in the opening hand means you're less likely to be stuck without a basic, less likely to be stuck without a consistency card, like something to get out your your bench things, and less likely. So it gives you agency over your initial turn, and it gives you agency over what gets stuck in your prize cards. So that's why I like that. I've marked 2 games, right? How long were they? 17 minutes? All right. Might be okay. Akama versus Arthas.
The time has come.
Can some decks not function if they get prized? People typically don't build their deck that way. Like, if something's important enough that you need it not to be prized, you typically run a bunch of extra copies. Oh my goodness, we're up against the Cthulhu Death Knight. Terror of this game. It's Cthulhu even DK. That is a deck of all time, chat. Take notes. But yeah, you will get in situations where, like, you're running 2 copies of something, so it's unlikely that both of them will get stuck in the prizes, but both of them still get stuck in the prizes, and then you're toast. That does happen from time to time. I also really like it if they just print better cards that look in your prizes. So, like, there's one Hisuian Heavy Ball now that you get to look in the prize cards, and you was I talking about this in a game that I won or in a game that I lost? Because I don't want to re-explain how Pokemon prize cards work if I want to re-explain how Pokemon prize cards work if I've already explained it right. For the video's sake, and I don't want to put a bunch of content of me talking about Pokemon prize cards in if I don't explain it in the YouTube video. So I really need to remember these things if I'm going to be talking about Pokemon. But I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So there's one right now, Hisuian Heavy Ball, that lets you look at your prize cards and swap it for a basic Pokemon you find there. I want that to be like any card, right? As long as they put in like a couple things you could run in your deck that give every deck access to their prizes mid-game, I feel like that would solve at least the prize half of the opening problems in a Pokemon card game. But they rarely print them, and when they do print them, they're clunky. Why they concede? I can't beat Cthulhu Death Knight. I was talking about something from another card game that I wasn't sure I had explained the context of in a previous game, and so I realized I wasn't going to use the game for the YouTube video, so I conceded to go find a game that I would. How's that? Wow. So this is a little scary. This is a bit scary. I don't love that playing this prevents me from coining this, but what's this? Oh, isn't this the same person? I was about to say, this is the second canon Shadow Priest I've seen today, but yeah, this was the same person. This was the same person. We're running it back, chat. Can we beat canon Shadow Priest again? Nobody knows. That hurt my feelings. My hand is not good. These are pretty expensive. I would like to top deck the asteroid that deals damage to a thing in play. Hey! Did they just float 4 damage? Did they just not attack me? Have you ever one-shot with Jinx or Alakazam versus someone who popped off with Misty? No, but that would, that sounds funny. Huh. I guess that does add some value to Jinx, doesn't it? My wife's on her way home. That game was already not going to be strong. I don't want to, like, play against the same opponent running a bad version of Shadow Priest. Where they play poorly. Martian versus Anduin with a really big that stuff. So I'm probably gonna have to restart, unfortunately. Man, I hate this client. So try to play my first turn and then pass. Sometimes, like, oh, I didn't even, sorry, I preemptively closed the monitor. Yeah, see, this happens. Like, so now let me just restart this. Ba ba ba. Okay, we're back. Neat. I don't know why it does that. So weird. Is it just forever? Man. Has there been a time in recent history where the... It's so funny, like this, because of the glitch, it looks like Firestone thinks that these were drawn by asteroids when the asteroids are in my deck. Anyways, has there been a time in like recent Hearthstone history, like I'm talking like the last 5 years, when the client hasn't felt like crazy buggy, you know, not even crazy buggy, but like where there isn't some kind of regularity of a bug? I think the answer is no. I think it's been a long time, a long time since Hearthstone has felt like it's kind of bug-free. Or like reasonably not bugged. But back in the day, it felt like it was rarely bugged. And when it was bugged, it was resolved kind of quickly. No, that's not fair. That part isn't fair. Because I remember the Golden Sir Finley was bugged to permanently have like your 3 discover options, like you can't actually click one. Only Golden Finley. While it was stuck in wild, it was bugged in such a way that it was a waste of this, huh? Whoops. Like previously, I just shouldn't have clicked this and let it float, because then I wouldn't have floated this mana and I'd still have another charge. There was a golden Finley bug back in the day that, like, after Finley had rotated to wild, but like the year that it had rotated to wild, so this was Year of the Mammoth, where only the golden version was bugged in such a way that when you would play Finley, you couldn't pick a discover option. Like, you couldn't pick any option. So can I afford to take 2, or do I need to just do this? I guess I need to do this, and then I can do this with this next turn. Okay. Either way, I think we're toast. But anyways, and restarting the client didn't fix it. As soon as you did it, you were just stuck. The rest of your turn was passed. And it was a bit of a disaster. And I had... this was before upgrades existed. So all that had happened was I had... disenchanted my regular one and crafted the golden one. And I wasn't about to craft the regular one just to accommodate a bug, but it stayed that way for a long time. Like, I didn't time it exactly. I don't want to say it was weeks or months, but it felt like, you know, most of, I think, Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Like, I couldn't play optimized Pirate Warrior. That's probably why I don't remember exactly when it stopped, because I stopped caring because they nerfed Fiery War Axe. Okay, yeah. It's all coming back to me now. Remember when the shop was horrendous to use? I still don't think it's great, frankly. Like, I'm so tired of getting notifications that don't actually lead me to something. But yes, it was worse for years. And what really bothered me about it is because I pointed it out, like, in the height of it. And I think it was in an AMA. But like when it was at its worst, I was told, like, what do you mean the shop is bugged? What do you mean the shop is bugged? You can't go to the shop without it going. It's been that way, you know, like, for years. Anyways. 3 mana War Axe still gives me nightmares. I know, it's brutal. Reno Shaman or this is better? I imagine if you're asking that question, you're going to prefer Reno Shaman. You imagine at least the shop would be good because money, lol. Right? Like, that was what made it so especially strange. That, like, the shop was left in a horribly glitched mess for so many years. Like, don't you want people to go there? I was actively discouraged from going to the shop for so long. Like, I would only check if I knew there was something new in it. Like, I wouldn't, like, go see what's new. I'd have to, like, know there was something I wanted to go get for me to go check it. But I don't know. It was really funny. Really funny that update took as long as it did. None can comprehend the expanse of my fungus. I thought that was someone knocking at my door, but now it sounds like my next door neighbor was, like, banging on the walls or something. Like, hammering something up. Marshy stream onto house. Yep, I'm on top of the house. That's true. I'm technically on top of a house. This is a, well, on top of a home. This is the second story of an apartment complex. So, there's humans down there. Stampede in the gorge. There's humans down there. Right, Secret Mage. I would like to draw a spell to activate my spell burst. What? What is this? It's not Secret Mage, which maybe I should have known from the wildfire. Is this just, like, Archaeologist instead of the other one, Hostage Mage?
Gravitational wave.
Gravitational wave. None can comprehend the expanse of my power.
How many asteroids does it take to beat a Hostage Mage, chat? A scale from 1 to 2. Ice is stronger than Asteroid. How dare you? How dare you? So rude. Ew. Play this first and draw with it and then play that. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Hopefully this is one of those hostage mages that runs the Murloc that draws for both players. Cold Light Oracle. Which Hearthstone hero has the worst hero power? Probably Shaman. Huh. Alright, one ice block down. Contender is Paladin, right? It's probably Warlock, Rogue, Hunter, Druid, Warrior. Oh, wait. Before Hunter, Demon Hunter. So, Warlock, Rogue, Demon Hunter. Warlock, Rogue. It might be Warlock, Demon Hunter, Rogue. I don't know if this is greedy or not, but I'm doing it. So yeah, Warlock, Demon Hunter, Rogue? Oh. Spot 2 and 3, who knows? Warlock, Demon Hunter, Rogue, Hunter, Druid, Mage, Death Knight, Priest. No, Warrior, Priest. Paladin, Shaman? Did I forget one? Show me what you got. Ooh, got a parrot. Oh, is this just like an old version of this deck? Oh, they could be running the 10 cost spell. Parrot still works. I forgot. All right, that wasn't too bad. I don't love that I can't trade anything off.
You wish to match wits with me.
All right, please cast Heat Wave. Rude. Please want to kill one of my things. Any one of them. Hooray! Although, play something I can trade into. Play Heat Wave. Weird. Because, like, I want to do this, right? Oh, maybe I should have just done it. I don't know. You love having board space against mage? Me too. Me too. It's good stuff. Do we just get him? The ice blocking will continue until forever.
By my calculations, you need to chill out.
Hate to see it. Alright, well, on the bright side, they can't bounce that, but on the less than bright side, I didn't pop the ice block. Play Cold Light Oracle. Trust. They're almost out of deck, chat. They might cast Heat Wave. Didn't hit the right things. Hate to see it. Kill something. Do it. Don't you? You want the extra damage on your hero power. Oh, it didn't even, like, they played Wildfire. It didn't even do it. Now, this is a lot of Shudderwalk value, chat. Where's your Ramoth? Give me. Give me Ramoth. Give me your other Grey Sage Parrot. Mm-hmm. 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 You can't wait for the Cornelius Rome tech? Yeah, that'd be something. Alright. So yeah, they're not getting it back from that. There's one more card in their hand. Like, this one was drawn with the location, so that could be a Ramoth or something. And this one, it was drawn with the Arcane whatever, so that's going to be a spell. So we have one more Mutanus that could get something interesting. Huh. Alright. It's like exactly other parrot that saves them this turn. But does it save them forever? That's the real question. Ah. Yuck. Hopefully I draw the goose. Oh, man. How does he stay so silly? How do I do this, chat? I have seen the mungus. I will put it in the potatoes. I will draw all the asteroids. Yay! 15? Chat, I think that's the largest I've ever seen an asteroid do. Oh my goodness, we had so much damage. Wow, that's pretty fun. Look at all this. Look at all this damage we had. It's a shame it's not still hitting face and showing us the total. But like each of those is 15. That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. 15 damage per asteroid. Sick. 15 times 36, 540. Alright, cool. Back in my day, it would have went negative. Yeah. It's more fun when you see it happen, even if you know how much damage it's actually doing. Stop it, he's already dead. Yeah, I know, right? Alright, how long was that game? I don't think it was that long for a game versus mage, right? So we were at, I think, 17, was it? 9 and 8. And that game was hopefully above 10 minutes at least. So 12 minutes? 29. We probably want one more. Yeah. Yeah, when Blizzard doesn't show negative numbers. Real. Real. Wow, you are old. No! I just did this. Or is this favorable and we prefer it? Fine. Do I want both of these? Maybe. Well, this could also be Secret Mage. I keep forgetting people are playing Secret Mage here and there. Sprinkling it. Sprinkling it around. Ah ha ha. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. What does Bolide? What does Bolide mean? Bolide. Okay, it is Secret Mage. A bolide is a large, very bright meteor that often explodes in the atmosphere. Bolides can be as bright as the full moon. The word comes from the Greek word bolid, which means missile. Interesting. They had a word for missile? Well, I'm thinking ancient Greek. Did they make a word for missile when missiles came out? And after that, they named bolides. That would have been like the 19th century, right? 19th, 20th, 1900s, 20th century. Can you have the code? No, it's my secret special code. All right. You can look at it, but you cannot use it. Here you go. This is for looking purposes only. If you use it, you're cheating. All right. And I'll never forgive you. More like projectile? Okay. That makes more sense. There's a Bugatti Bolide. Interesting. I feel like that word isn't like... I don't know. Maybe I'm just not talking to the right people. But I feel like it's too niche a word to be exciting for something like a Bugatti. But I don't know. Oh, my opponent was running Cabal Lackey. How much of a hit did Secret Mage take when Lackey no longer set the secret to 0? Been years since I played. It's like, first of all, it was kind of like, stop, he's already dead, right? Like, Secret Mage was not a good deck at that point. So it was a weird change. But it was like a revenge change, it felt like. You know, like players wanted it dead just because in the past it had been frustrating. And just because nobody was playing it now doesn't mean they still don't want that, you know, that hit. Anyways. It was like, I don't know. Cabal Lackey was the deck, basically. The deck worked because Cabal Lackey existed. So. It was a pretty big hit. Disastrous hit. Like, Secret Mage has since then gotten really good tools that almost make it feel almost playable, right? Like, make it feel close to playable. So, it was a hit that prevented it from ever being a deck in the future. At least so far. You hate Secret Mage, so you're happy that Secret Mage got beat up? I do like that I don't have to face Secret Mage that much anymore. I am a fan of not facing Secret Mage. But I'm not a revenge I'm not a revenge nerf enthusiast. So like, for me, Secret Mage, let it be a problem again and then nerf it. I'm not like a kick it while it's down type of thing, even if I should have killed this one, because if it's duplicate, I'd rather them get this back than this back. Is it duplicate? No, it's explosive rings. Alright, that makes more sense. If that's rigged fair game, then this is rigged. It's rigged. Yeah. Secret Mage was a deck that stopped lots of more toxic decks from running rampant, so it was a necessary problem for you. I super disagree with that take. I'm not saying you're not the only one who thinks that way, but I disagree. Like the shining example of how that logic just doesn't hold true is the reason that APM Mage wasn't super broken. Like, the reason that APM Mage was not a tier S broken deck was because of the existence of Secret Mage. So it should have been that the Secret Mage population pushed out the APM Mage population, right? Because the APM Mage couldn't beat the Secret Mage deck, but they were still like the two most popular decks in the whole format. Like, all it did was, in addition to having to face a bunch of APM Mage, you also had to face a bunch of Secret Mage, right? Or you could choose to play Secret Mage yourself. So the meta didn't benefit from Secret Mage. It just doubled the amount of obnoxious that you could run into. It, like, you could say it exists on a personal level. It exists as a safety valve, right? Because if you get frustrated with the APM Mage type deck, you have the option to switch to Secret Mage and like have a little bit of relief if you're fine just playing some Secret Mage. But if you wanted to play anything else, instead of just dealing with the APM Mage deck, you also had to face Secret Mage, which was also uniquely annoying in its own way. So it didn't help the meta, it just exacerbated the average frustrating thing that you could run into, because people were not playing APM Mage because of how horrible the Secret Mage matchup was. You just had extra annoying.
An incredible discovery.
I just got Bob. Do you think I should pop him in my hostage mage? I forget what his things do. Maybe?
Excuse me.
So I know he returns something to your... He steals, like, one of your opponent's things on the board and gives them a bunch of coins. I don't remember what else he does.
Time runs out on me.
Yikes. Well, I guess I lose. Secret Mage was significantly more beatable for other decks. Secret Mage was very beatable if you wanted to play like hyper fast aggro stuff. But board clears were not very strong back then. So you, in order to face the Secret Mage deck, you basically had to gamble on some turn, depending on what your opponent's secrets are. Like, well, I'm going to play the Mass Hysteria, and if it's counterspell, tough, I lose. So like, if you wanted to like highly restrict the type of deck you were willing to play, then you could easily beat Secret Mage. So that's just like, how is that making the meta better? It's not. I don't want another priest in my video. Let's find something else. Anything else? I mean, like, I was willing to play out a mage. Like, I just don't expect that to not be Shadow Priest, you know what I mean? Mass Hysteria counterspell play was so real. Yeah, it's like, well, I have to do this because that's what clears. If it's counterspell, I'm hosed. My opponent didn't have any agency over what secret's in play because it's just basically what they had in hand when they played their Cabal Lackey or what the Mad Scientist pulled out of their deck. So like, there's no thinking about it. There's no like trying to think of what your opponent's doing. It's just kind of like, well, it's just an obnoxious play pattern. I don't know. It's another one of those like conversations that I've had so many times that I'm tired of it. I'm up against Demon Hunter. Should I keep Meteor Storm? Probably not. Should I keep Golganeth? Kind of tempted to.
I see you've brought guests.
But the decks that beat it are the decks I enjoyed, so I'm circling back. It was a necessary evil for you. Yeah. I think that's the trouble with conversations like this, is I play and enjoy all styles of decks, right? And most people aren't that way. Like, not everyone has the same access to variety that I do. Not as many people enjoy, not as many people enjoy variety for variety's sake like I do. Some people have like one deck that they like to spam at a given time. And some people only enjoy one style of deck. Like, they'll want to play like 10 different decks, but all within the same kind of category of deck. Now, so, which is not to say any of those is inherently better than the other, but it makes the conversation harder for me, who is looking at it from, can I play everything? Like, what total variety can I play? Versus someone who just wants to be able to play what they're used to playing, So, I don't know that I put that very well, but I think I have a broader perspective than the average person because I enjoy decks from more than just one or a couple play styles. So it matters to me that different types of things are playable. So when something exists that greatly restricts what I can enjoy, like the amount of play styles that I can enjoy, it frustrates me more than someone who, like, well, I enjoyed highly efficient aggro decks, so Seeker Mage existing in a high population was really like, that was great. So so like, I'm not trying to put anything negative on anyone when I say this. I'm just saying it makes it hard for me to talk about it because, like, I feel like a lot of people just don't have the full perspective. Martian play Smork. I do like Smork sometimes. Everybody say hi, Renee.
Hi, Chad.
Everyone tell her new haircut looks good.
I have given up everything. What have you sacrificed?
That was brutal because they did damage to me. I didn't like it. I think we're gonna be okay though. We're probably gonna lose our. Oh, I was gonna say we're probably gonna lose our Golganeth, but. Hi Renee, your haircut looks based. She went in the other room, but is Renee real or imaginary? You guys don't. You'll never know. You'll never know. I could have been making her up this whole time. No, she's real. All right, goodbye, friends.